Oh, yay. Look at this. I think we're live on multiple different, yep, preparing to live stream. This is so exciting, folks. Just bear with us here. Fun things are happening. Okay, gotta make that end. We're live on multiple different, yep, preparing to live stream. This is so exciting, folks. Oh boy, craziness happening. Fun things are happening. Okay, so we're just gonna cancel that. There we go. Whew. That was a lot of things going on all of a sudden.
I like it.
Okay. So as I said, fun things going on. I don't know if we're any longer on YouTube, but I believe that we are, just because I shut it down. Maybe you should look at us on YouTube.
All right.
See if we're actually live. We may have to edit this video today, folks. Who knows? Probably not. I don't edit things. That's just the way I work. Hi there. I'm Julie Turner, co-founder of Paragon Franchise Consulting. This is Kip Brooks, who has stepped away to make sure that the sky does not fall. And who else do we have here with us?
I am Kelly with Paragon Franchise Consultant.
Yay. And last week we did a short little intro video so that you guys could meet Kelly and we could talk a little bit about franchising. And as we mentioned, and we will mention again over and over, Kelly has like a wealth of information on franchising from the other side, whereas we are consultants helping you purchase a franchise. And essentially we do own a franchise as well, but Kelly has worked for many years in them. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to use the resources that you have. So today, we are going to talk a little bit about some of the fun things that people don't really think about when it comes to franchising. And I've got a small little list, and I'm throwing both Kip and Kelly under the bus here because I just decided, ooh, this is what we'll do. And but I'm sure that we will come up with more than just my fun little list. So I thought what might be interesting is if I kind of throw a topic out there and then everybody kind of picks it up and their thoughts on it. Sound good?
That.
Awesome. And if you guys have any questions, concerns, or cries of outrage, as per usual, we love to hear from you. So please just comment in the comment section. We'll get back to you. I don't even know where you are right now, so I'm not going to try and like navigate that at the same time. I'm sorry, but we will get back to you. We love to answer your questions. So fun things that aren't really maybe always thought of when it comes to franchising. This is totally off the cuff for me as well. I don't have a list either, but the first one that comes up when I say that is the ability to change industries without changing your education. So what I mean by that is, say you are an accountant and you're like, you know what? I want to get into home services. You can just go and buy a plumbing company and all of a sudden you're in home services. That does not mean that you get to be a plumber. But that's okay. Most of the time, we don't want to actually do the technical work anyways. And if you did want to, you could go get trained, right? In what other world can you just like, I'm going to be in this industry now without asking permission, taking education, etc.? Thoughts, questions, concerns?
Hung up trying to think of, remember a movie that showed this metaphor beautifully, but no, yeah, I love it. It's a bit of the rebel in me gets like fired up on that because it's like, the quote, I didn't go to Harvard, but the people who worked for me did. It's like, I love that part of it. It's like, man, don't have to have the school, don't have to have the degrees, don't have to have the licenses. It's the beauty of this system that we're in it's like, all right, I can't be a doctor or I can sit still in class long enough, but I can have a team of them working for me and going out and living the lifestyle and still making the impact. And but especially that piece of being able to jump industries and make a change at any point in life, whenever you're able to, without having to, oh, okay, well, I've got to go this long without an income so I can go back to school and spend this and do that and worry about the kids and worry about this and responsibilities. It's like, I have this money, I have this way of investing, I can put this here and I can just completely walk away from what I'm doing and go into something that interests me now without having to go through all the school and start at an entry-level position and all of that. It's like, actually be the boss.
Now,
with all the wisdom.
even when you do go to school, so I'm going to throw this to you, Kelly, even when you do go to school, if you go work for another company, you do have to start at that entry level. So like in your case in particular, you went to school and went, I'm going to own a business now, as opposed to I'm going to start at the bottom and work for this large corporation and figure, you know what I mean? So there's that aspect as well. You don't have to change trajectory. It's just kind of a way to expedite you.
Absolutely, which is the whole reason why I went to a franchise, because I had in the gym industry, I knew how to train people. I knew that side of it, I knew the fitness side, but there's no way if I had tried to open a gym business on my own, I would have had to learn the marketing. I would have had to learn how to manage staff, hire staff, all the systems, software programs I needed, all the financial side of things, which I had no idea because I wasn't taught that. So buying a franchise, all that was done for me. So I think a lot of people underestimate the amount of training and the benefit of having those systems in place, which means, like you said, you don't have to go learn all that yourself. If you have no knowledge, a good franchisor can do that for you. They'll help train your staff. They'll teach you all the key things so you can, that whole thing about working on your business versus working in your business, which you actually get to do, right? When you have those systems in place, you don't have to, like you said, expedites all that because you don't have to do it yourself. It was amazing. It was exactly what I needed, what a lot of people need when they're starting a business.
From a business coaching point of view, it's interesting because that's one of the ways that I sold my coaching is most entrepreneurs start a business because they love what it is they do, the technician portion. And honestly, that's not truly an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur means that you buy and sell businesses, and it doesn't really matter what the business is, it's the business that you're concentrating on. But a lot of people perceived as entrepreneurs are actually technicians that love being the technician, the chef that opens a restaurant, the personal trainer that opens a gym, all these things. If they try and open one without a franchise, it's just so much more work. And we don't even look at it. I was the hairstylist who wanted a salon. And I'm like, I actually like doing hair. I don't want to do the accounting. I don't want to answer the phones. I like all these things that I didn't have to do in a salon working for somebody else. All of a sudden I had to do. And I'm like, ooh, guess I got to learn these things, right? So if you are out there right now and you're watching, that is one of the beauties of franchise. The other thing is, when you start out your own business, which we've all done, everybody here has done, you don't think about how you're going to leave the business. A good franchisor helps you understand that. You are making a commitment with them, but they also can help you figure out what your next steps are and even your exit strategy. So, Kelly, in your experience, were you supported in understanding the exit strategy and that kind of thing? Or I know that you've had a few different models. So
I think I don't think I had much help in the actual exit strategy itself in the beginning, which I learned over time, because that's not something a lot of people think about when you first start the business, which I didn't. I was younger and didn't have kids yet or anything. So for me, it was just the thrill of opening a business, build it, sell it, open a business, build it, sell it. But yes, definitely having an idea of how long you want to hang on to it for. Do you want to own multiple locations? Are you just building it to sell it, or is it like a legacy type business where you're going to then, you want to bring family into it, or you want to build a team and management, like portfolio under you to then go open other things, having those in mind when you start, because those are going to be your guide rails as you grow and develop your business. You're going to be using those, as part of your KPIs, your performance indicators, to make sure that you're still kind of moving forward in the direction you want to go in the long run. I think now more businesses and more owners are being taught that side of things, and with the franchise, of course. But again, I think it comes down to knowing kind of an idea ahead of time. If do you want one location? Do you want multiple locations? Do you plan on living long-term where you are? Those kinds of things that you need to think about, which often a lot of people don't when they start a business.
Absolutely. So Kip, we talk about legacy and stuff like that, and we're very drawn to that word in general. How important is it for you as a consultant when you meet with somebody to kind of get that piece in on the table?
Well, you know me well enough. That's the main piece I end up focusing on with everybody, is I want to see, because it's very important to me. I've lived through the experience of having parents who were business owners and just didn't think of that legacy piece, didn't think long term. It was always like, going to get there, we'll figure it out. And I grew up kind of in the aftermath of that. So it's extremely important to me personally, as well as for any clients and candidates we bring in. It's I want to find out exactly why they're doing. I want to know their drivers, their why, how far out they're thinking. And because some people who are very fit for this are just thinking, I just really want out of this industry into that industry. And many times not even in that industry. It's like, I just want away from this and I want to do something different and I want to be in charge. And then it's great. Awesome. Let's spread out from there. Let's think, oh, you've got kids. Oh, you're a single dad. Oh, well, let's build around that. Let's create something and really think big picture, because that's also going to keep them clear and running through, help align the values, right? And keep that energy going when things are a little sketchy or scary in the beginning or throughout. It's life, right? There's changes. But if they have that picture, they know where they're going, and we have that intention set in mind, it makes all the steps to get there so much easier and more fluid.
Sometimes people get a little overwhelmed. Like, how am I supposed to know where I want to go? I'm 30 years old or whatever the case may be. I believe that any type of goal or strategy has to be flexible, because we don't want you to be narrow-minded and so goal-oriented that you miss opportunities along the way. But having that intention, as Kip said, intention is super, super important. Now, we're only going to do one more because we don't want to keep you here all day long. But this one, I'm not sure if you'll see as fun, but I see as extremely fun. Buying power. Buying power is amazing when you come to like being in a franchise as opposed to being in business for yourself. Yes, there's lots of discounts for business owners, but in a franchise, let alone a large franchise, the buying power is amazing. The marketing power, all of that you don't think about. And so, for example, one of the companies that we're dealing with, we're like looking at the different places that they get discounts that have nothing to do with them, but because they're part of a larger corporation. Oh, we've lost Kelly. They still get discounts in these certain places. And, I'm Canadian, Manitoban. Anybody from Manitoba knows that you don't buy something unless it's on sale. Only if there's a discount. That's the way it works. So that's super exciting to me. Is that exciting to you, Kip? So exciting.
That was yeah. It was especially seeing the vast inventory of connections they had. I mean, we were looking at car shopping through that just because. So, when we buy this would come in handy. And when we do work around the house, because they're connected with Home Depot or whatever it was. It was it's very important, and especially in business costs. The expenses are there, but anywhere you can cut them, it's going to be helpful and pay dividends. Is that our Kelly?
Huh. Oh, yes, Kelly did message us. She lost us. So that's okay, because we're pretty much done anyways. We just wanted to come and share some things that are kind of maybe something that you wouldn't think of when it comes to franchising. So hopefully that was informational. And if you have any more questions, please reach out. I will tag all of us in the bottom. Obviously, I'm already tagged because it's my feed, but I will tag Kip and Kelly as well. Reach out anytime. We are happy to answer questions. Always remember, our services are complimentary, but they are priceless. So thank you so much for your time today. Let's go see